recently on 28 December he had come. That was a visit to the hospital, the UN Mehta Cardiology and Research Center. Before that, he had been constantly reaching and visiting this specific residence to meet her, interact with her, but those moments will be no more now. And this, of course, is a previous visual of some years ago that we are playing to you on your screens, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi had often come to visit. These are the live visuals of Prime Minister Modi walking out. The mortal remains, and as is the procedure, that the children and the sons are taking these mortal remains on the shoulder. What a tragic moment, to be honest, because of course a great 100 years that she's lived, but for the two sons here, leading with the mortal remains on their shoulder, that's when you know that even at the top of the power corridor one can be, but eventually for the son, to be ensuring to be able to give last rites with dignity and respect to the mother, Heeraba Modi. A heartbreaking, saddening moment, and all children there ensuring that they're there in this last moment. And of course, because it gains much more significance, because he is heading the country, he's the Prime Minister. But today, Narendra Modi is a son who's returned to meet his mother for one last time. And perhaps with the belief that they did all they could as a family, and 100 years of age that she lived with example, as he says, worked with intelligence, lived with purity and simplicity, and the lesson that she gave him when she turned 100 on the 18th of June. A family that had seen poverty, that had seen a lot of problems all these years, with 6 children and perhaps the restrictions that any family can imagine at that point. But there was one son who managed to become, and with new experiments in his life, new decisions, managed to become a Chief Minister, then a Prime Minister. But today a final send-off from Narendra Modi and other children of the family to their mother, Heeraba Modi. And it is Prime Minister Modi remembering the lessons of the mother, of constantly, even though, remember, Heeraba Modi was not educated. She did not have formal education, and yet she was always helping not only children, specifically when it came to, as Prime Minister Modi's mentioned, about home remedies. Let's just dip in right now. The voice is coming in through the crowd.
अंतिम सांस ली और तभी प्रधानमंत्री
Remember, had come when the doctors declared her dead. At about 3:30 a.m. she had taken her last breath. Heeraba Modi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now sitting inside this particular vehicle with the mortal remains of Heeraba, and now the body will be taken out. We have been told that it's the Sector 30 in Gandhinagar where the final rites actually been taken, and now the doors are been closed. The doors are been closed. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is inside, and visibly you can see how tears were rolling down. He was very, very emotional, and he actually gave shoulders to the mortal remains of Heeraba here. And now the body is been taken away. Now the mortal remains are been taken away. Here in the visuals you can clearly see that the mortal remains been kept in this Antim Yatra Rath. This is the vehicle in which the body is taken, and now from here it will be taken to Sector 30. Only the close relatives are allowed in this particular Antim Yatra. The BJP has clearly said that none of the BJP workers or officials will be present, and now the Antim Yatra Rath is been taken away. We have been told that it will be Sector 30 where the final rites will be taken place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually gave shoulder to his mother Heeraba's mortal remain, and now immediately when Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived over here and the Antim Yatra actually started, and this entire convoy is now moving ahead, and we would immediately going to Sector 30 where the final rites are going to take place.
That is the Antim Yatra, or the final journey, as per the Hindu Dharma, Hindu religion and culture, that is being taken, where the sons, as you can see, Prime Minister Modi and also his brother, on the shoulders of the mortal remains of their mother. This, remember, of course, there is a protocol, a procedure in which this Antim Yatra, and a belief, perhaps, the belief that the human soul is immortal, but the mortal remains need and deserve a dignified end to that final journey. And this, in the manner in which the spirit is released from the human body, and the final journey called the Antim Yatra, and the cremation that then takes place. You're looking at just before the last rites, the hearse or the vehicle in which the mortal remains of Heeraba Modi, having attained 100 years of age, watching her children prosper in life, and is now on the final journey that she is, led by Prime Minister Modi and other sons and family members also, being taken to the nearby cremation ground. We are being told that Sector 30 there is where the location has been decided. Prime Minister Modi, of course, are likely to be there for the next few hours as well. Other supporters and people, of course, have also arrived at that location, but there will be a security protocol put in place, given it's Prime Minister Narendra Modi who's arrived there. So given the security issues, there will be, of course, a definite procedure that will be followed. And like we just heard, the chant of Ram Naam Satya Hai, as the mortal remains are shifted to the cremation ground, that the truth lies only in the name of God. And as the mortal remains are being taken to, this is all about the lessons that a mother has given to her children. One of them now being Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Remember, other family members were not really in public life or public sphere, only giving reactions off and on when there would be an election time and reacting, and reporters would want a word from the family members. But other than that, it was primarily the mother who did often and sometimes interact and was seen. But this woman led by example. The woman leading by example, that she decided to vote in as recent Gujarat Assembly elections as about few weeks ago, when the vaccination was decided and people just did not want to take, because there were all sorts of theories circulating. It was Heeraba Modi who led from the front, and even at her age decided to go and take that vaccine, so that a message is sent that all is well and our scientists have done the job they were expected to. Prayers being chanted, of course, by the residents of the area where Heeraba Modi had been staying in Gandhinagar. There are three visuals on your screen right now. One of the mortal remains on the shoulder being taken by the children, by the sons of the family, and then shifted to the vehicle. It's called the Antim Yatra vehicle, a hearse for sometimes, and then this will be moved to the nearby cremation site. Then the women of the area chanting and singing prayers for peace to the soul, while the Ram Naam Satya chant is also being done for those carrying the mortal remains. The Antim Sanskar will be done in the next few minutes, in the next 1 hour, as we can see people leading the mortal remains as on the shoulders of the children of the family, showering rose petals on the road, on the street. As dignified, respectful as per procedure of the Antim Yatra, as per the Hindu faith.